When I was in primary school in New Jersey, learning American history, we were told that American independence was granted on the 3rd of September, 1783. That's true. We were also told that it was granted under what was called the Treaty of Versailles that day. That's not entirely true. I think you can see that we're not in Versailles. We're on the left bank of Paris, not far from the Latin Quarter, and this house that you can see, not this building because this is a more recent building, but this house is on the site of the residence of the British ambassador to France. His name was David Hartley, and it's here toward the end of the morning of September 3rd, 1783, that's true, that John Jay, John Adams, and Benjamin Franklin came to sign a document with Ambassador Hartley which recognized the sovereign independence of the United States of America. Here's what that document looked like. That's page 1. And here is the last page, and you can see the signatures down on the bottom. Where does Versailles come into this independence granting ceremony? Well, after that document that I just showed you was signed, the whole party went to Versailles, where they met with Spanish and French representatives, and there a kind of global treaty was signed, ending hostilities between France, Britain, Spain, and the American insurgents. But it really is here that the treaty was signed. Now, in one sense, Ambassador Hartley was a good diplomat, because the normal practice in a situation like that, under the British Crown, is that each of the other signatories would be given a portrait in a jeweled frame of the King of England, George III. Well, Hartley realized that that might not go down too well with the Americans after all the fighting that had gone on under George III. So instead, each of the American signatories was given £1,000. How about that? I'm not sure how much the portrait would have been worth. But his diplomacy didn't go any farther than that, because when the Americans came, they brought a painter with them. And they wanted, there was no photography, of course, and they wanted to have this session immortalized in a painting. And I've got a copy of it here. And here you've got the American signatories. I think you recognize Ben Franklin. But the British refused to be painted, and that's why the right-hand side of the painting is blank. So, British diplomacy only went so far. As I said at the outset of this little course, this is a much more recent building, but there is a plaque here that recalls that ceremony of the 3rd of September, 1783.